Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just got done binge watching Lucifer Season 4, and it was a hell of a binge. Lucifer, of course, used to be on Fox for the first 3 seasons and is based upon the Vertigo DC comic book of the same name. Yes, it's also in the same universe as Hellblazer. I wouldn't mind seeing this Lucifer and Constantine crossover someday. But how was Season 4? Well, Season 4 was phenomenal. I really wish it was on Netflix earlier because they get away with a lot more than Fox ever did. But that being said, the show's not gratuitous or like overly sexual or overly violent, but it does get back to its darker roots. If you're a fan of the show since the beginning, it's much more like the first season, the way Lucifer acts and like punishes people. But it continues right where season 3 left off. In season 3, Lucifer defeated Cain and revealed his face, his devil face, to Chloe. So Chloe has to deal with that. It picks up several months after that, and Chloe has been gone on vacation for some time, and Lucifer is kind of in limbo. He's like, did I do the wrong thing by showing Chloe my true form? And that's something that they have to deal with in their relationship. You know, they kind of had feelings for each other, but this really kind of changes things and also changes their work ethic as partners solving crimes. We still do have the same format. There's still commercial breaks, even though there's no commercials. So it's not too much of a departure from the Fox Lucifer. It still feels very much like the same show. It just has a bit more of an edge, production quality, and more so to it. The soundtrack on this is amazing. I love the characters' arcs. This is a much darker, edgier season. We get to see where Dan's character is, and you know, he's upset about the death of Charlotte. We get to see what happens with Amenadel. Linda. We also have the actress Imbar Lavi play Eve, and she is fantastic in this season. I really like the addition of Eve. It's a female character, but also a character that goes back to the devil's roots. And she remembers Lucifer being a very different man. You know, Chloe kind of symbolizes Lucifer's change and kind of like softening him up. You know, he's no longer that demonic guy. He's a loving, caring person. And Eve really sees him more as like the man who tempted her. That was all about punishing the evil. So we really get to see him deal with that dichotomy with his character this season, dealing with who he truly is. You know, he is the devil, but we really get to see how those two characters affect him. It's kind of cool what they do with the Bible and seeing how they work around prophecies and such. Overall, I love the cast this season. Everybody brought their A game to this show. And I really wish it was off of Fox earlier because this Netflix was a blast, one hell of a season. And without going into too many spoilers, if you're a fan of the first 3 seasons, you would really love this season. If you haven't seen Lucifer, this is a good show to see. I would binge watch the first 3 seasons and then check this one out. It's only 10 episodes and they're about an hour each. The shortest ranges from like 42 to 45 minutes and the longest is 55 minutes to an hour. So they're still very well done episodes. Each one has standalone stories, different murders to solve, but there's more of an overarching plot, you know. It's not like there's a whole bunch of filler episodes, and I like that. Some of that is because it's on Netflix. Some of that as well is because it's shortened to only 10 episodes, and I love it when there's less than 20 because I feel like shows get straight to the point. This is on overdrive from beginning to end. You do have some funny moments of humor, some dramatic moments, some devilish moments. This series, this season has everything, and they went all out. I love the format of this specific season because it never feels like there's a moment of just kind of like bored space, you know? There's never a moment where you're just like, they could move along. Everything feels like it needs to be in there, and the moments that are funny do work, and the moments that are dramatic just make you go, whoa, they just did that. They couldn't do that on Fox, and I love it. So if I had to give Lucifer Season 4 a score, I'd give it a 5 out of 5 and an A. This was awesome. And yeah, maybe they'll go more towards the graphic novel in the future. I don't know. It's not like the graphic novels, but we'll see what the future will be like. I think it was a solid season, and I think it was a perfect end, actually. Like, if they ended it here, I would be fine with it. But anyway, if you haven't seen Lucifer, I would definitely check it out. This is among one of my favorite seasons of the show, probably one of the best. My favorite so far, Season 1, and then this season was Season 4. And I like what they did with just 10 episodes and what they could get away on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix just made Lucifer just amazing. Anyway, if you haven't seen Lucifer, check it out. If you have seen Lucifer, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos. Now it is time for spoilers. Spoiler! Yeah, them dealing with the devil face, Chloe's reaction, her working with a priest from the Vatican behind Lucifer's back created so much intense drama at the beginning. And I love how they did not introduce Eve until the end of episode 3 and the beginning of episode 4. That added a whole other element to it. I love how they kind of had her as like a playful, naive person, yet you can see where the temptation lies from like the Bible. Maze had a lot of cool stuff to do. I like the stuff with her and Linda. The whole twist with Linda having Amenadel's baby caught me off guard. A celestial being, seeing Amenadel and Lucifer's sister, another sibling, come down from heaven. I love the standalone episodes. You know, the Cabin Island one was very much like Survivor. The nudist complex was funny. They do get a bit more, they do get away with a bit more racy material, but it's not too over gratuitous. You know, I thought it was maybe like American Horror Story HBO level. No, it's still very much a TV-14 show, but I love what they do with it. You know, they couldn't get away with that on Fox, and they're not prudes. Like, they can get away with stuff. You go biblical, they can test people's faiths. I like the stuff with Ella and testing her faith. Dan had an interesting arc this season, getting over the death of Charlotte, who's a very broken character. Everybody had their own personal demons to overcome. I love how Trixie and Maze made up after how Maze acted in season 3. And then that twist with the priest and the prophecy about the devil's first love causing evil created a sort of like ticking clock for this series. And I love it. I love this season because you had your standalone stuff, but there is an overarching plot that followed all 10 episodes. And I love how like Lucifer is dealing with his identity. Chloe is like the better half of him. Eve really wants him to be the devil, and I like that. When he started having legions and becoming more evil, we actually get to see the devil. He actually gets the devil out again, and I love that. It's more like the season 1 Lucifer on steroids, and it really gets back to the roots of what made this show special to begin with. Seasons 2 and 3, they kind of made Lucifer just kind of weak, and they kind of gave a pussified version of Lucifer. Excuse my language, but they did. And Lucifer's back to being the devil. I love his full form with the wings and everything. The eyes, practical makeup, the soundtrack. I love it when he's playing piano, singing Radiohead's Creep. You have the other woman by Glory Box. I'm Alright by Kenny Loggins. I love the sense of humor there. And I love that ending with demons coming out of hell, taking over dead bodies, and trying to basically create a new devil with Amenadel and Linda's child. And that ending is heartbreaking and tragic. It reminds me very much of Lois and Clark season 3, but I love it because it shows you who the king of hell is. And it's a perfect ending. They could go on for future seasons, but if it ends here, I'm going to be happy because this was one hell of an ending. Again, I want Lucifer and Constantine Hellblazer to cross over. That'd be awesome. Anyway, if it does go on in future seasons, I would like for it to kind of get more closer to the graphic novels and comics it's based on. But if not, you know what? I'm glad Netflix provided us Lucifer fans this opportunity to conclude the story. And yeah, it was better than the other seasons on Fox, and I love those. So yeah, those are my spoiler thoughts on Lucifer. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on the Stardust app at Fred Film Fanatic for my Lucifer reactions. And yeah, enjoy these videos on my channel. Till next time.